Welcome to the You Can Be Unstoppable podcast. My name is Ewelina Szczeblewska, your host and certified hypnotherapist. In this podcast, I will share with you how to tap into the power of your subconscious mind. I intend to share with you how learning how to use the power of your subconscious mind can help you to create a successful and abundant life with ease, how to connect with yourself while fostering a healthy relationship with your body and mind. Tapping into the power of the subconscious mind will help you to learn how to manage your emotions, become more resilient and present in all of your relationships. Self-love and self-worth are the keys to the kingdom of success and abundance, to happy and healthy life on your terms. I decided to title today's episode, What If It's Not True? But what? What do I mean by that kind of mysterious title? You see, we all come into this planet without any beliefs, patterns, or habits. Yes, we may have a fear of falling and loud noises, but for the most part, we are a tabula rasa, a blank canvas, and as we grow up, we observe our parents, maybe siblings, then we go to school, and we absorb and we create beliefs based upon our circumstances and the environment that we grew up in. Some of the beliefs we pick up from our parents as our own. We look into our parents for guidance, for acceptance, for caregiving, for love. Why? Because we need them to survive. We need the love and affection and caregiving for our survival. So when they say to us something, when they talk about certain beliefs, about the way the world is, we believe them. At the end of the day, they are our parents, and we do not have the reason for the most part not to trust them or not to believe them. And so as we learn and we grow, we expand, we are, so to speak, a walking camera with a microphone that is scanning the environment, searching for clues, ideas, patterns, learning how to navigate the world, how the world expects us to be and behave. And since we do want to be accepted, because in the past being accepted by the tribe meant literally a survival. Being cast away from the tribe of a village meant, for the most part, death. You would not be able to survive outside the village in a jungle or a desert where there is so many dangers. So we do really still have that innate need and fear not to be accepted. So we mold ourselves to the circumstances, to the external environment, because we want to be accepted. The cost of that is our true self. And as we pick up beliefs from our parents and the environment, it's not their fault, because they learn that from their parents, and their parents learn from them parents, and on and on and on. It's a form of generational trauma. We pass on beliefs and habits and behavior from generation to generation. So if your mom cooked something in a certain way, most likely you cooked it exactly in the same way. When maybe your friends that grew up at the other end of the country, they cook the exact same meal slightly differently. Or you believe that the world is big and scary, and that only rich people are bad, they are wealthy, so that means they are bad, they must be crooks, because how else would they acquire all this money and wealth? The abundance is not for you, that you were not born under lucky star, that you need to work hard for money, and on and on. There are so many beliefs that we take from our parents by observing. And I know that by myself. I observed my mother struggling for years, debt after debt after debt. And she believed that abundance, it's not valuable to her. She kept thinking that working hard, it's the only way to survive. And even then, she never had any money to show for her hard work, because her belief was as such that she was a victim of the circumstances that she was facing. Never that occurred to her that she's in a position to change anything. And I acquired a lot of it because it was the environment that I grew up with. But I made a conscious decision to change all this because it wasn't serving me. And I'm sure many of you have beliefs and patterns that do not serve you, yet you still entertain them and accept them in your life. So my invitation for you is, have you ever stopped and got curious and asked yourself, what if what I believe, it's not true? How would that change your story in an instant? How would that affect your life? What if the belief that you've got, let's say that you are unworthy or not qualified enough to serve your clients, or not experienced enough to apply for this promotion, or not good enough to go out with this guy? What if those beliefs are not true, but acquired from the environment that you grew up? Maybe something happened there and you created that belief, which is a false belief. But because you created that belief many years ago when you were a child, which was your survival tool, because as children, there's very little that we can do. But we continue with this belief into our adulthood, and those tools becomes our issues and problems in adulthood, yet we continue to carry them. So have you ever stopped and questioned, what if my belief is total BS? Untrue, unhelpful, and unnecessary in your life? Question, just be open and curious to why you believe certain things. Where did that belief come from? Is it yours? Did you pick it up from someone else? What would become apparent to you as you questioned your beliefs, as you become more open and curious to who you really are? That absolutely everything is possible for you. And all circumstances are only temporary. They will change. They always change. And you are the powerful creator of your reality. If you step up and make the conscious effort to create your reality despite the external circumstances, absolutely everything is 100% possible for you. Saying that I can't do something because of someone not being there for you or some external circumstance preventing you from showing up properly is just an excuse to continue to stay small and invisible. Why? Because there is some sort of secondary gain to that. Staying small provides safety. We are not visible to others, henceforth we are not being criticized and judged by others, which can be uncomfortable if you allow that criticism to affect how you feel. But if you do that, then you give away your personal power, your happiness, your success. The way you feel becomes conditional to external circumstances, to someone else doing or not doing something. And if you rely on someone else's acceptance or love to make yourself feel enough and lovable, one is conditional and two is very disempowering to you and not fair to the other person. That is a huge burden. So I really invite you. I'm recording this on the 8th of March, which is the International Women's Day, and majority of my clients are women. I invite you to really get curious and think about how powerful you are as a woman. We give life. We give so much to others. And it's time that you take care of yourself. So get curious, examine your life and your beliefs and where you are at, and see what you can change. How can you show up differently? How can you be there for yourself? And I wholeheartedly believe that everything is 100% possible, 100% of the time for every single one of you. All you need to do is have the will to open your heart and be curious and see what's possible for you. So if you are struggling with anxiety, with too much going on in your life and it's an incredibly overwhelming period for you, maybe you engage in procrastination because that visibility is just far too scary for you. Perhaps you think that you should have all this figured out by now because you are a powerful woman who achieved so much by now, yet you're still struggling with certain aspects of your life. You've got that invisible something that is still missing and you can't quite put a handle on it. If you're sabotaging your successes by unhelpful habits, if you've got limiting beliefs about how worthy or enough you are, if you are the type of woman who is no longer willing to be valuable for anything less than an extraordinary life, I am accepting clients at the moment. So book your call today and let's start chatting. Thank you for listening. If you found value in this podcast, I would like to ask you to leave a positive review explaining how this episode helped you to improve your life. I ask you to do this because this will help other people to improve their lives as well. Share and spread the love all around you. Raise your vibrations to improve your life. If you would like more transformational content like this, connect with me on Instagram. You can find a link in the description of this podcast, and I'll see you over in the next episode.